Good morning. So today we are continuing on with our 2023 cut flower garden seed review. We have 6 items left on our seed list that we need to talk about. I think I did 3 other videos of other items that I ordered for our 2023 cut flower garden seeds, and this is our last section. The first one is Scabiosa. We did 3 different types of Scabiosa. The first one is called Scabiosa Giant Mix, and it has 4 different types of colors of Scabiosa in them, which is a red, purple, black, and white. So this is our Scabiosa. These 2 rows right here are all Scabiosa back, and it's October right now, so it doesn't look that great. The Scabiosa Giant Mix, the 4 colors look like these. There's black, white, a purplish pink, and a red. This one is the only one I could find in here. It's a little past bloom, I apologize. So that is the mix. Now, this is our first year doing the Scabiosa mix, 4 colors, and what I noticed is out of these 4 flowers, the most color bloom, the one that blooms the most out of this mix is white, then black, then once in a great while you'll get a purple or a reddish burgundy one. So I was a little disappointed in this variety, because the reason why is to bring me to my next point. Is the next variety of Scabiosa that we did was Black Knight, which is that one. Oh, they're all dropping. So I did a whole bunch already of Black Knight, and then the third one I did was Snow Maiden, the white one, which is this one. So out of those 3, the mix, the 4 colors, the Black Knight and the Snow Maiden, I think what I would do different is I would only do Black Knight, and then I'm gonna try maybe like Scabiosa pink or Scabiosa purple or Scabiosa red, and I'm not gonna do white. I don't like the white. I don't know, I just don't like white. It's just my preference. So in bouquets I use it, but I'm not like, excited about it. I'm just kind of like whatever. So I don't like the white, getting rid of the white. Black Knight I love. It dries. I'll show you. This is it dried. I went and grabbed this from the basement. So the Black Knight like that dries like this. And then that's the Snow Maiden, dries like that. So it dries good. And then for example of how I would use a Black Knight for dry is I would just tear one off. I'll just put that back in my bin. And then what I would do is I would tear off the black petals like that, and then put that into resin stuff. And it's really cool. It shows up so cool in resin, little black flowers. So that's how I use the Black Knight for dry in resin stuff. So I love Black Knight for dry. Definitely going to do Black Knight again. And then I'm going to try something different and just do certain colors of Scabiosa and not white. The mix I was very disappointed with. This is what brought me back to the mix thing that I was going to say. The mix I was disappointed with because I had the most of black and white, which I already had. So I was feeling when I ordered the seed, I thought I was going to be getting more of a pink and purple in the black and white with the mix, and it just didn't happen for me. So I'm not doing the mix. I'm not doing Snow Maiden. I will do Black Knight, and I will do other colors specific. We had way too much Scabiosa this year. I couldn't keep up on cutting it. I hacked it a couple different times during the season just because it was too much. I had to go in and hack all of it with my big choppers, just boom, 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 all the way down, and it just comes back. It just keeps growing. So I really like Scabiosa for bouquets and for drying. I just got to tweak a little bit on my varieties and not grow as much. I had too much. I couldn't use it all. And I was giving it to Mary and stuff, but it was just a lot. Our next item on the list is Snapdragons. We did 2 varieties of Snapdragons this year. The first one is called Snapdragon Chantilly Mix. And this is a mix of orange, yellow, and white flowers. So this is Chantilly. It's got like an orange in it, yellow, and white. So that's like a Chantilly mix. And then these are the snaps behind us, this whole section right here. And then the other variety we did is called Snapdragon Madam Butterfly, which is a mix of burgundy, reds, light pink, dark pink, yellow, and white. So this is an example of the Madam Butterfly mix. So it's got like burgundies in it, pinks, yellows, and whites. My opinion and my thoughts on snaps this year. I didn't like either variety. I didn't like Chantilly and I didn't like Madam Butterfly. And the reason is very preference. This is my opinion, so it's not a right or a wrong. They're too pastel-y for me, and they curve over. They don't get as tall as I wanted them to get, and they curve over. The blooms don't last that long. They break easy. Their stems aren't that great. But I would say that we have them planted in the worst dirt in our whole property. Like, of all the garden beds, this garden that I'm in right now has the worst dirt. It was all woods like last year. So this is our first time planting in it. It's just like hard as a rock. So, and it's not that like full sun. So I know that has a lot to do with it. So I hate saying that these are bad. I don't think they're bad. I think it has something to do with the soil that we planted them in, and personally the colors just aren't for me. So I will not be doing either variety of these next year. I am going to go back to our favorite that I don't know, I just love it, which is Rocket Mix. I know it's kind of a staple one, but I just love Rocket Mix. It is more of a really cool bright colors, and they stand up really nice and tall. I love snaps though. They're one of my favorites. They smell great. Drying, that's what I was gonna tell you. I'll show you what they look like dry. I don't dry the snaps, but I dried like bouquets. I want to show you, like if we have extra bouquets from the market, sometimes I'll bring a few home and dry them. So this is not all snaps, but these are just from the basement, but I seen there was some snaps in here. Is it this one? Oh no, it's another one. So this is completely dry from the basement, and this is a snap. I think that's burgundy. That's what it looks like dry. This is like the yellow. That's kind of what the yellow looks like dried. That whole clump. I'll just rip those off. So these are snaps dried. And this is why I don't dry snaps. They're gross. Like, they're brown. They're not very good color. It's horrible. So I don't dry snaps. They don't dry for me. And I mean, sometimes I'll like find a really nice one to lay down in like a sun catcher or something, you know, that might have no brown on it, something like that. I might lay it down in a sun catcher if I happen to have one laying by me. But I don't dry these because I don't like how they turn out. It's not good enough. Next, we're going to talk about the broom corn. I'm going to quick grab a black one. We did 2 types of broom corn this year. The first one is called Broom Corn Black Amber, and this is what it looks like. It is so cool. It is like completely black. It feels awesome. It feels like it's almost like it's all dried, actually, almost. The next variety we did is called Broom Corn Colored Upright Mix. So, and this is red, brown, and orange colors. This is the red. I'll tip it upside down so you can see it better. And I'll go slow. This is the orange. So kind of the difference between them. And then this is the, I'm assuming, brown. So there's 3 different colors in this mix of broom corn. If you can kind of tell the difference. and they are awesome. I made the mistake of accidentally maybe cutting them a little too soon, like a month ago. And so I Googled it and I read on the internet that you're actually supposed to wait until the first full moon in October. So I typed in the first full moon in October for this year, and it's like the end of October. I think it's the October 28th. So I am planning to come back out here and harvest all of them pretty soon. They're starting to tip over and starting to look really good. So I'm excited to harvest them. The things that I would do different or stay the same for broom corn is I think we have too many. We direct seeded these and they just all came up. I'll kind of see like how much we have actually when we go to harvest them, you know, in a week or so or whenever that is. But I really like our kinds that we did. So I will do the mix again, and I will do the black one again. And I did grab one from the basement that I dried when I accidentally cut them too early. This is what they look like dried, but this is when I cut them way too early. So it's not a very good example, but they dry great. We use them, like if I'm gonna make like a dried flower wreath, I would use this for like a, you know, as a starter. Like I would grab a whole bunch of broom corn and then lay all my dried flowers around it. So they're great in wreaths. They are great in dried flower bouquets that I make them for craft shows in the fall and winter. And then also they are great in resin. They look really cool in resin. I'll like lay down a whole stem of it, you know, like that, like in a resin, like a sun catcher or jewelry. So they look great in resin stuff too. So yeah, love broom corn, and I'm happy with the varieties that we got and looking forward to harvesting it pretty soon. We did 2 types of status this year. I don't know if you can notice because I cut on it for dry pretty hard, but this is all status in front of, and kind of like in this whole row right here. If you notice like these big blue flowers sticking up, that's ageratum. It just reads seeds all over. So like that's not status, but these are status. So anyway, okay. So we did 2 types of status this year. The first one is called Fortress Mix, and it is a variety of pink, purple, white, and yellow. So this is Fortress Mix. I will show you. I just picked these out of here. Pink, purples, and there's 2 different types of purples. There's like a dark purple and then there's like a blue. So pink, purple, white, you can see it in my hand, and yellow. So this is Fortress. And then our next one that we did is called Status Sunset Mix. This is peach and orangey colors, which I just cut in here. So this is like a one I just cut. So it's very like pastel peachy color. I wouldn't say like a orange, more of a peachy color. So my thoughts on status this year. We have been trying to find a good status for all of last year and a couple years actually before that too. We've tried every single status you can imagine, and I was just never happy with the mix of colors and the status. And I finally found my status, which is Fortress Mix. This one right here. I am absolutely in love with it. I have nothing bad to say about it. It blooms great, the color's great. We use it for dry. I'll show you what it looks like dry. This is fresh. I just picked it out of the garden. This is completely dry, been hanging in the basement. Look at the color difference. Nothing. No color difference. It's just amazing. So we use this a ton in dried flower stuff. Wreaths, dried flower arrangements, resin, like everything. This is like a staple for us, kind of like a straw. So I absolutely love Fortress Mix. I will be doing Fortress Mix again. Same amount, maybe even a little bit more. Then the other one that I was telling you about, the Status Sunset Mix, that peachy one, I will not be doing this one again. It was just not for me. And the reasons why is because I don't like the pastel colors. It's too I don't know, it's like, nah, for me, I just don't, I don't know, it doesn't do anything for me, the color. It's very like, you know, it's cool. I'm not saying that. It's like earthy, country, you know, that's great. But just for me, what I'm doing in this point in my life, I'm not gonna waste my time with it. And that's the reason, there's a few reasons. That reason. Another one is I think it goes past bloom too quick. So I just cut this. Like that one's like just opening up. And then on the same one, I tore that off. That one's like past bloom. Same thing, just opening up, past bloom, going past bloom. So they don't last long. It's like mostly brown. So by the time I get out here and cut it, I'm like, oh cool, it's just opening. Then I come to cut it and I'm like, I can't use that. It's like all pretty much past bloom. And so I didn't like it because it didn't last long. And I tried to dry it and this is what it looks like dried. Which is, it's fine. It's just, I don't know, it's just a little too blah for me. This is it completely dry. There's that, it's like an orange, and then there's more of like a pinky pastel, not that cool pink one up there, but like all these like orangish pinkish pastel ones on this side. That's sunset mix. So it dries great. I personally just don't like it for dry, for what I'm trying to do with dried flowers. It's just a little too boring for me. So I will be doing Fortress Mix next year, and I will not be doing Sunset Mix. Next on our list is Verbena Benaries. I don't know if I'm saying the B word right, so I apologize if that's not how you pronounce it. But this is it right here, all this. This is Verbena Benaries, and it's awesome. Well, I just ripped that out, but I love it. It's like one of my favorite flowers. It gets huge, so I'm 5'7", and it's like, you know, way up here on me. So this year I planted more than I ever have planted before, and I loved the amount that I did. So I will continue to do Verbena Benaries and the same amount. The stem is long and there's not much on it, so it's an easy strip for bouquets. It's so nice. The stem is really sturdy, even though that didn't look very sturdy because I've been probably too hard on it. But the stem is like amazingly sturdy. It's like hollow inside, I think. But I love this. It's a great cool purple color to add to bouquets. What I do is I just come in here and take my scissors and I just grab it all with my hands and just hack it and hack it and hack it, because it just keeps blooming. Is just constantly blooming, so it can handle just a good hack job. Every week I hack it, actually like 2 or 3 times a week I hack it and cut like a big bucket of it. So absolutely love Verbena Benaries. So I don't actually dry the verbena, like whole clumps of it, because I don't like the look of it dried, but I had it in a dried flower bouquet that I brought home from the market that didn't sell, and it's in there, so I just grabbed that from the basement. This is what it looks like fresh, and this is what it looks like dried. It is blue. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very blue compared to what it looks like fresh. It's like purple fresh and like a blue when it's dried. So I don't like it dried. I do have some of it dried if I want to do a chunk for wreaths, but I don't really like using it because it's so delicate. It's too delicate. I don't want to mess with it for dried, and I don't like the bloom good enough to do it. So I only do this for cuts, and I absolutely love it for cuts very much. This is our last one we're going to talk about for our review, which is zinnias. We did 4 types of zinnias this year, and these are all of them behind me. I'm just pulling off like that. That's just opening. So all like this whole row, or actually first 2 rows by me, are all zinnias. So our first variety of zinnias that we did is called Zinnia Benari Giant Mix. And I don't know if I'm saying the B word right, Benari, not sure, sorry. And these are the colors red, orange, white, pink, and yellow. So I just went and cut off the examples of the Benari Giant Mix so you can see them. So that is Benari Giant Mix, red, orange, white, pink, and yellow. And this is later in the season, you know, October, so they actually get quite a bit bigger than this in the summer. It's just, I'm slim pickings right now for what I can cut. So I'll talk about them all at the end. I'm just gonna get through all 4 and then I'll tell you what I think of them. The second one, Zinnia Binary Giant Salmon Rose. And this is kind of like a, you know, salmon color. So that's salmon color, different colors of salmon rose. Then the next one is called Zinnia Gigantica Mix, yellow, orange, white, and 2 pinks. So I grabbed you a variety of the Gigantica mix, yellow, orange, white, and pinks. So that's them. So we got 3 so far. And then the last one is called Oklahoma Carmine. This is called Oklahoma Series Carmine. So out of these 4, what did I like the best? I liked all of them. They were all nice in their own way. I really enjoyed the Binary Giant mix, but I enjoyed the Binary Gigantica mix just as well. So I wouldn't say over the giant mix that has the red in it and the Gigantica mix that doesn't have the red in it, if one is better than the other. If I had to pick, I don't know what I would pick, because these are, I feel like, a little more neon, like really cool bright, but I love that red in there. So these are kind of similar to me. Loved them both, super tall, great focals for bouquets. Then the other one, which is the Binary Salmon, I think that's what it was called, which was right here. I loved that one. And the Binary Carmine. So if I had, and these are similar, you can tell these 2 are kind of similar. So if I had to choose between these 2, I would pick Carmine, because I liked how it was super, like, almost roundy, like a dahlia flower or something. And I really liked that because I already had the typical Zinnia look. So I really liked how the Carmine did these, like, really cool fluffy looking things. So if I had to pick between the giant salmon, Binary Giant Salmon, and the Carmine, it would be the Carmine. So next year, I think I might eliminate the Binary Salmon and keep these 3 and try a new one. Here is a couple examples of zinnias dried. I personally don't dry zinnias because you'll see why in a minute. So this is fresh, just cut that. And then this is what they look like dried. Let me just rip one off. So that's a dried zinnia. See how it just, like, kind of shrivels up? It's fine. I mean, I'll probably use it. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Then there's another color, the purple. Dried. And let me move around to this. That one's right there. That one's dried. Let me put this down a sec. That's a zinnia dried. That's a zinnia dried. That's a zinnia dried. That one. So boom, 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 boom. And then on the other side, that is a zinnia dried. So my point of, do I like zinnias dried? I would say no. I don't dry them. They have too much brown and it takes me too long to pick at it. If I'm gonna put it in resin, I'll show you. So if I'm gonna dry and put this, let's say, in resin, I pull it off, you know, pull it off the stem. Just drop that for now. Then I got all that. So I got, this is time to me. I got to do that, put off the ends. Then on this end, see all that brown? So I got to rip off that end. And by the time I'm done, I got to kind of put it down in my hands because I just ripped it 2 times so it's all sticking together. And that's what I have left with. And I don't even like that. It's too pale for me. So I don't dry zinnias, but I use them all the time for bouquets, and I will continue to do tons and tons of zinnias. They're easy. The deer don't touch them, thank God. And they're fast growing. The bloom is awesome on them, and they last forever. It's October, and I'm cutting bouquets tomorrow for market, and I'm still cutting it. It's like the middle of October, so. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed our last 2023 cut flower garden review items. And I really like the status, love the zinnias, broom corn, verbena. I don't have a picture, or I didn't bring it with us, but I really liked a lot of these flowers. There's just a little, or a few tweaks that I have to make for next year, but overall, I really love them. So, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.